Hey everyone, I'm Leo, and my friend Blake has invited me to share my testimony. So here it is. I would say for most of my life, I've been in a Christ-centered home. When I was younger, my grandma would take me every week. And then once I got adopted into this wonderful family I have now, I went to church every single week. And after my third grade year, they sent me off to summer camp, and that's where I decided to accept Jesus and follow Jesus. And, after I came back from summer camp, I said the prayer, I accepted Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, I got baptized, and, I went on with my life, But I would say at that age, I didn't fully understand what it meant to pick up my cross and follow Him. And so, as I went on, I slowly became of the world. I got worse, I started saying cuss words, I started saying bad jokes because, I thought it would be cool, and I thought people would think I'm cool if I would do it. And then once I got to the age of 11, I got even worse, started vaping, started smoking weed because, the people around me thought, it's cool if you did that. And so I surrounded myself with a lot of bad people, and I ended up getting worse. At some point, I would smoke every single day, and I started sneaking out. I would go sneak out, steal my brother's car, and I would sneak out and hang out with bad people, and progressively got worse, And at that point, I thought I was too far gone. There was no way I could just, come back and be like, I'm a Christian, I follow Jesus. But then, God got rid of all those bad influences. He gave me a lot of mentors. My sister's fiance, Luke, he was one of those. He was always, a great influence towards me. My friend Blake, and other friends in the church, I had a great youth pastor like Pastor Connor. And, my mom, she helped me get back. And I would say through it all, even when I would hit rock bottom, Jesus was there with me. And He helped me bring me back to where I am today. And, every week, I go to church. And at this point, I sing for the choir or on mic. I volunteer at church. And I would say I've done like a whole 360 in my life since that point. And I would say for those of you who are watching my testimony that you can never be too far gone. God will always be there for you, and He will always accept you with arms wide open, just like the prodigal son, So don't give up. Jesus will always be there for you. You can always turn back to Him. And, I want to thank Blake for letting me tell all of you guys my testimony, because some of you guys don't know that, Some of you guys just see me and you're like, Leo is a nice Christian guy, And, none of you know that side of me, how I was in the past. Because I am different, You would see me and you'd be like, there's no way he ever did that, But I'm different now, and it's amazing. I'm so close with God, And, that's my testimony.